And now, presented by Sprite, the 2K pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Miami as the Heat go up against the Toronto Raptors. For Toronto, finally we get to stop talking about this team and actually get to see them in action. Feels like it's been a long offseason. Going to be an interesting year for Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Everybody knows his story. Once the video coordinator.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the Toronto Raptors come into town for this one. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and here with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Tyler Hansbrough, and it's Ross in at the small forward. 6 on the shot clock. Wade gets the bucket.
Dwayne Wade last season shooting a career high from the field. Not the focal point offensively playing alongside LeBron, but he responded with the most efficient offensive season of his career.
And so it's the Heat hitting on the board first. And DeRozan kicks to Ross. And DeRozan, here we go. It's hauled in by the Heat. 1:15 left to play in the first quarter. Dragic with it. Lowry picks him up. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Valanciunas. Banked in off the glass.
Well, that's the easiest opportunity an offense can get off a steal.
Exactly. No defense for that.
Wade outside. Wade right side. Outside Bosch. Launches it. And the shot is good.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Now Lowry. There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. It's DeRozan with the drive. That's good.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Here's Wade. Down low. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
A different look for Miami. Chris Anderson is checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Chalmers in for Goran Dragic. And then for Toronto, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for Hansbrough. And it's Williams in for DeMar DeRozan. Deng kicks to Wade. It's tipped. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Lowry, and there's the rejection. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Now, the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating the paint area. And if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done two things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flex their muscle down low.
So for Toronto right now, Amir Johnson is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Vasquez. Then it's Johnson. And it's Williams at the 1 spot.
The Heat showed no mercy against the rest of the Eastern Conference and really overwhelmed a lot of teams with their offensive punch, particularly if they were defending well, because that allowed them to get out into the open court.
And he gets it to go. 1:19 left to play here in the second quarter. The 10-footer. Here's Johnson. Now here's Wade. He's guarded closely, and he lobs it up toward the rim. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
Now that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of us.
Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto. DeRozan comes in for Johnson. Deng with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Deng kicks to Wade. And the Heat, another three. Well, guys, the Heat with 34 wins against the Eastern Conference last year. Not the best mark, but their offense was a handful for most teams.
Well, we know that they can just explode for points at any given time. And most teams in the East just can't handle that. Of course, Miami kind of cruised through a lot of the regular season, or that record would have been better, but no doubt the cream of the crop in the conference last year.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Hansbrough's checked in for Johnson. Terrence Ross comes in for Vasquez. And it's Lowry in for Williams.
A career best performance from Kyle Lowry last season, posting best in scoring and assists. A lot of people felt like he was the player most egregiously overlooked when it came to the All-Star game.
And Lowry, arguably the Raptors' best player last season. Despite that, Steve, he was the subject of repeated trade rumors.
Well, it was such a curious situation for Toronto. On one hand, they were trying to rebuild at the beginning of the season, maybe get a top draft pick, and then all of a sudden they started playing well. In the end, no trade. Lowry becomes their best player, and then he leads them to a top 3 seed in the playoffs. So it's kind of a strange season.
The Heat with the lead. Now here's Wade. 5 points in the game. Bosh going around him. Great look, but off the mark.
It's like he's just trying to showcase his range, but he could probably get a better shot in that possession.
Yeah, he sure could. It doesn't do you any good if you miss it from that deep.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
The Raptors shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And both free throws good for Ross.
Steady work at the free throw line. Just what we're used to seeing out of him.
Here's Dragic. And that's not going to go. Second quarter ends in a tight one.
Hey, Kevin, well, Coach Casey obviously...
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
Yeah, he had a sensational first half, which was made, I think, even more significant given the amount of extra defensive help was paid to him.
Yeah, but for him, it's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, we don't expect anything less. And I'll bet he continues to do the same kind of damage through the final 2 quarters.
We've got Josh McRoberts. Chalmers is out there with Johnson. Then there's Chris Anderson, and it's Walker in at the 3 spot. So that's where Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, you have to love that Goran Dragic is known as, quote, a dragon. He said, when I was first in Phoenix, no one could pronounce my last name, so Steve Nash started calling me by that nickname. At the same time, the logo of my home city is a dragon, so it's a perfect fit. I'm really proud of my country, and I'm proud to represent the dragon. Kevin?
Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, his hometown, a beautiful city. Been there many times. Thanks, Doris. Miami trailing.
Well, Mario Chalmers, coming into last season, made a bet with Ray Allen about how much each could slim down and get in peak shape. Seemed to pay dividends for Chalmers in particular, who had probably the best season of his NBA career.
For Toronto, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. 52 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Here is McRoberts. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But, Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
And Anderson slams it in. Clark and Steve, neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
Well, 8 lead changes, Kevin, so far as the teams are battling it out here in the 3rd.
That's all building towards what could be a great finish. This will be fun to watch.
Here is Ross. The Heat getting the bucket. Valanciunas passes to Lowry. Moves back up, and it's good on the layup. Lowry's got the lead up to 1 now for the Raptors.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Heat out front, up by 1. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
This was a showstopper, wasn't it? Just a difficult pass to make, and he makes it flawlessly to set up that alley-oop.
On the court for Toronto to start the 4th. DeRozan and Johnson on the wing. Patrick Patterson is out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Williams at point guard.
What a great battle these teams are waging today.
Yeah, you get the feeling, Steve, the game could swing on just 1 or 2 plays down the stretch.
And here is Johnson after the 3 moments ago from Luol Deng. It's stolen by Deng. In transition, here comes Miami. Wade with the ball. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
That very well may put the finishing touch on this one. Not at all the time to get sloppy with the basketball.
How about the killer instinct, Clark? Not running the clock out, but pushing it ahead and tacking points onto their lead.
Here's Williams. Hassan Whiteside made his last basket. And Williams, here we go, misses from close range.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Time is definitely not on their side at this point.
Yeah, they need a quick bucket.
Johnson's shot is off. The Heat leading by 6. Throws it up high, and Wade slams it in.
Good work to tack some more points onto this lead.
Those are the kind of possessions they can build on and begin to pull away here.
Here comes Lewis Williams. Looking to end the run, and he gets the jumper to drop. There's 53 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Outside Dragic. Dishes to Wade. The kick out to Dragic. Just 5 on the clock. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Johnson, it's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's blocked by Bosch. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And Miami going with a whole new group out there. And the Raptors also making a change. Vasquez comes in. We've got 22 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Williams. Chris Anderson pulls it in. Now, here's Chalmers. And the pass to Haslam. Here's Ennis. And taken away by Johnson. And so it's Mutt.
Yes, guys, I'm here with